such as drilling on letters and sounds and put more focus instead on critical thinking, learning to problem solve, learning in teams, learning to communicate. These are the skills and traits that will better prepare children for kindergarten.
Maybe the color of the week, the shape of the week, the number of the week, the letter of the week, all of that can go away.
Yes, exactly.
Maybe, hopefully.
Or if it's a smaller part.
Or be used differently.
Yeah, but not by the week.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, my kindergarten teachers and my family will tell you they're excited about this.
Yes.
I've already heard. The new assessments will give more timely information to teachers, center directors, and parents to support children's learning. And for coalitions, the timely data may inform where quality dollars might best be spent, depending on the local timely context. The functionality of the parent profile will be improved. The way the rating is calculated will also be changing. The details of that have not been worked out.
There's a typo on my part.
Oh.
That's just a provider.
Oh, sorry. I wondered about that. Provider
Cheer for
profile.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's even better. I was wondering about parenting. Yeah. Like I said, we've seen some providers, we've gone. Yeah, but I mean, we've gone into the centers, Ray and I went together back before he was a board member, I'll note, a year or so ago. It's just a center that takes in the very lowest socioeconomic, non-English speakers, children who are in foster care. Everybody in that center at some point will take the kids home, like, I'll foster them. I'm not sending them back to where they were. And they had very low scores because they were just starting so low.
Yeah.
So this is huge for those kind of people. I'm very excited about it. The new laws also elevate early learning by establishing a division of early learning at the Department of Education that will replace the current Office of Early Learning. There's some uncertainty in who will lead the organization, but overall this raises the profile of early learning at the state level. It sounds like it's just semantics, but it actually is changing the level of attention of early learning. And for the ELCs themselves, there are provisions in the bill that ask ELCs to be responsive to needs in the community. For example, parents will be offered a chance to give evaluations on their interactions with ELCs. So we'll see how that works out.
Renee, with making that correction to say provider profile, could this document, just this one document, be put on the provider page of Facebook? Because this is so valuable, and I want to share it with my students as well.
Okay, actually, the one that we have from the association is probably more information.
Better.
Okay.
So let me get through that one this afternoon. And
We
we'll
like
put the
people who
one out
understand.
there. I'll get contact with you and I'll put the one out there that you feel like is.
Okay, most helpful.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's keep it simple, keep it on this one.
Yeah, way higher.
From a parent standpoint,
Change, getting us back to the right
Right.
approach
We
in
are
teaching
not
young
public
children.
school.
We are teaching 4-year-olds.
Yes. Well, thank you. Thanks, Ray. All right. And we still have a quorum because we had more than two, correct? Yeah. I don't think we vote, but regardless, we don't have to, we still have a quorum in the meeting to continue.
Correct.
Just make a note that Ray had to leave at whatever time it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
What?
Or not.
What?
There's one right there.
There's one right there. Restroom is right here.
I'm sitting on mine.
So that was the legislative update overview that was for information purposes only, nothing to vote on. It's good to hear.
Yes. I'm gonna need, does anybody have an extra pen? This thing's running out.
Here.
You need to make notes too. I mean, I don't want something. Here, thank you, I appreciate it. I should have.
Take that Polly.
I usually have 15 kids in my purse.
I probably get my, got my. Me too, That'd I be left my embarrassing. purse in my car.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this is so much.
Okay. Okay.
Board membership.
Board membership next.
We need board members. But just to let you know, so Catherine Barley from the Health Department over in Washington.
Yep.
Her term ended just about the time she retired. And Dr. Chapman at Okaloosa County Health Department has appointed Amanda Caldwell to this board. I don't partner form, but I know that she had, she was waiting on an appointment schedule for her child, and they were gonna be out of town, she thought, so that probably would happen.
And it's a new appointment she just.
Yeah, I just got the application and the letter from Dr. Chapman earlier this week.
Yeah, last time we talked, she didn't have the letter yet, so it wasn't even official. So she's very new.
The Head Start, that happened this weekend too, just to update you guys, because that's when you're on the call this morning. The Head Start is, located over at Volusia County. I've let Debbie know that all this information for her, so just, waiting on her to get feedback to me. I think that's all right now.
How many positions are open right now?
We don't have any specific number that we have to have open. We do have, one gubernatorial appointment, that is vacant,
Okay.
that we have to have, an application for.
Okay.
And I'd really like to get a couple more private sector folks on here, and I've been talking to a few people, but they're trying to decide if, they have the time.
Got
that. Okay, no.
Thank you.
Right.
So if you guys know anybody, let me know. I'm happy to, do a brief orientation with them, just to let them know what we're all about. Happy to make that happen for them. That's all I have to report on today.
The next is phase 5 grants. I think this is CARES phase 5.
Actually, it's SOSA. Now we have a new word.
Okay.
We probably know more about what that means.
No, I don't. That's what we're looking
Anyway, we are processing those phase 5 grants right now. I think as of not before last, I got a number of 67, that have been, applied for. There were a couple of questions that we had to ask earlier for clarification. I saw an email earlier this morning that we got that clarification. So, soon as the provider profiles are done, we'll be moving on to sending out the, voucher program as we know. Thankfully. So, so I'm looking forward to getting that money out there. And it's anywhere from $3,000 to $19,500.
And it's just for basically providers that were open on April 3rd.
Open on April, plan.
Anyway, on some
All my
specific date.
dates are done together again.
I've read it somewhere.
April 1st,
Yeah, April 1st.
And on getting Head Start.
Yeah.
If you look on page 40, you actually got the application there, when the providers are filling out. But they do have, this is a caveat to this grant, they have to put a budget in that has, salaries and benefits for their staff, in here.
And at page 56 is what you can qualify for based on.
So not just
Different
like,
Yeah, it's based on capacity, how much.
Yes.
Anyway, it can't hurt. Any kind of money we can get into providers' hands with all this going on. It's good.
absolutely. All right.
This time,
I had my hand raised.
Yeah, well, I think, Ben has some comments as a board member, so I think the board can make their comments first.
yes.
This is process going forward.
Yeah.
You can do it in panel comment and then the public comment.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, I just wanted to share some very good information about two of, our BPK teachers in our, teachers programs that we contract with. Sarah Fuller, who is a BPK teacher, has been awarded the Terry Lynn Lykoff Teacher Award. It's a national award that goes to 50 teachers nationwide every year. So she's one of those 50. Her, the ceremony, everything's virtual this year. It's so sad.
So sad.
If it was like it normally is, she would have an all-expense trip paid to Philadelphia for the award ceremony. It will be virtual tomorrow night, and I'll send y'all a link in case anybody would like to watch it. I think it is by Zoom, but it sounds like they really got this Zoom thing down. Sarah Fuller. She is receiving $1,000 for a project that she proposed, as well, and half of it's for the project, and half of that $1,000 is for her. Then another VP paid teacher from the program contracts with our coalition is Christina Walden. C. And Christina earned the gold medal, which means first place for the state of Florida, in early childhood education at the Skills USA competition, and she will be competing nationally in June. And we've had amazing people compete in the Skills USA. It is for students in early childhood education only. Where the other award is for practicing teachers. She just graduated in December. So we expect Christina to make us proud at the national competition as well.
Are they having the national competition?
It's been virtual, and you would think that a virtual competition might make things easier.
Very
The
stressful.
state competition, it was stressful. I served as her advisor, and it was so stressful and so complex, and nationals will be virtual as well. So the fact that she moved through that successfully was amazing.
We're trying to have a meeting virtually is stressful.
If we hold it in Florida, we're open for business, we can do it all the ball games are open now,
It's the other states that don't
Well,
want to send people.
and the reason the national goes virtual, this thing is so huge. I can't even explain to you that it takes a year. Once it ends, the next year, they fill up the city. When it was held, the nationals were held in Kansas City for like 15 years. They were heartbroken because it was impacted on the city's finances tremendously. And so when we left, that was a lot of money that went to another city. Anyway, so it's not something you can quickly decide, we can say.
You don't have enough time to plan. Hopefully for next year, and
Yes.
we'll have somebody.
Yes.
Good for her for making it perfect. And best wishes for the next level. Okay. Anybody else? Any other board?
Angie, do you have any updates from DCF or life? We have, we were talking about the bills that passed. There's one that has passed that will really impact childcare. It's going to be around the transportation alarms. That's been circling for years now, and it did finally pass. So we'll be getting more information about that. We're waiting to see what's written by the department to send out. We expect that guidance, I believe they said by 2022. I don't know if that means it's going to be effective then, or my guess is they're going to give you a time frame under compliance.
Set an alarm to eliminate children who live in the vehicle. Oh, wonderful.
So that'll be for any transportation vehicle between two jobs. So more information to comment on any more information yet, but that's going to be a major change that's really pushing forward. Also, our counselors back in the field doing all inspections now. So we're doing some remote routine inspections now. They're back in the field, and we've had some staffing changes as well. So now this area, counselors are still the same, Caitlin Philmon and Dan Smith. Pensacola, I have 2 openings that we're currently filling. So, but we've had some shifts, in that. So we're out there trying to finish up whatever needs to be done for the school readiness inspection. And if you have any questions on that, call me. That you guys have, or see looking at those, let me know. Okay. I'm out there, we're all out there basically doing inspections pretty much all the time. But also we're available, so counselors are available for the providers to call in, to text. We can text now in our work cell, that's new. And then just email is fine too. And if you can't get a hold of your person, call me. I will be happy to connect with whoever needs you need to get connected with, or I'll be happy to help you. So we do have 15 providers right now looking at open facilities. In this area, I believe, in Oakland, Walton, I think there's 4. The rest of them are all Santa Rosa, So
So that's a lot of,
better than mine.
it is. It's wonderful to get, more people interested in doing childcare. So if anyone's looking at that or looking to do that, we are working with people as we can. Of course, licensed providers come first. We keep those kids moving. We want to make sure we don't have restrictions here. But then we will, work with the initials as we can. And we're pretty much just 24/7. So I know y'all know what I'm talking about.
That's super.
Yes. And things are going well. I just want people to understand that communication, we got to keep that open. If people need to call us or email, please do it, or we'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Hey, Miss Angie.
Hey,
It's Anthony. I just wanted to say thank you for those, and I'm sure I can speak for everyone, those emails that you do send out, when there's changes and kind of clarification on different rules and dates coming out. I found this very helpful, so I thank you for sending those out and hope they, do continue to.
You are welcome. I hope they are helpful. I'm hearing a lot of good things from people. I know everybody's busy, get a million emails. So hopefully we'll be doing more in-person type of meetings coming up this next year as well, because I know that's missing. We need that connection. We all need to get together again and have that FaceTime. So thank you for saying that, Anthony. I really appreciate that.
We do get swamped in emails, but when we see one from you, it's like, okay, that's something we really need to know. It's like,
That last part, I didn't hear you.
Yep, we can hear you fine.
I
That
was just,
was a little broken up.
can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm just saying, we do get swamped in emails, but when we see an email from you, it's like an attention getter, and it's like, okay, if Angela's emailing us, this is something we really need to know, so let's hone in on it.
I'm glad to hear that. That's the whole point, is we're trying to assist you guys, really. So we've been sending out these emails, those of you on the board, we've been sending out, monthly emails trying to assist providers with some of the requirements that, we might have been doing it for 20 years, but something's changed. A lot has changed in this 20 years. So just reminders, to try to assist people, we don't want to see violations. We don't want to see people having this problem. We want to help on the front end. So that's the whole goal, really, is just to get information out there on hot topics that we can see needs some, like, for example, playground safety was recently went out, and we did a PowerPoint, real simple, and a tip sheet. And I've gotten multiple calls. Oh my gosh, we're having a water day. I didn't know I couldn't do a pool. So what can I do instead? So we had conversations about that. So little things like that, just trying to help people so they don't get faced with, their inspections are not announced. So we'll show up, and if they're having a water day, we still have to do it. And if it's a problem, then we have to look at that. So the beauty is they can get the information up front and have a chance to ask questions before a situation arises.
I'd rather educate than
Yes, trying to
adjudicate.
We are moving back toward really and truly our counselors are called counselors, and we are our culture in the department. I'm happy to say we are moving back toward. We've always tried to be collaborative, but we are also regulation agencies, so we have a balance, right? But we are trying to increase the visits with providers that aren't necessarily following on inspection, or increase any kind of technical assistance we can get, because our goal is for the providers to be successful. That's really the goal. And success means you're providing quality care to children. I'm really excited to see everything we're doing with house girls. I'm so excited. So moving away from so much of we have to meet this requirement for kids have to learn. They go to kindergarten, we need to also, more importantly, get the other end, the social end first. So anyway, I'm very excited about it. So.
Awesome. I'll have to join in with it. I'm excited about it too. It's going to be a lot of work.
Yes.
But we are ready to do this and this is and I'm going to teach.
Yes, and I think this last year, we have all had to learn a new norm. This is just going to continue that trend. If you were used to doing this procedure in your VPK class, maybe we're going to change it a little bit. We're going to shift and adjust with, what we know to be more appropriate and more effective for your children. So I think if we look at it that way, it's not not a challenge. We'll always go.
And appropriate practices really haven't changed that much, but the pressure that preschool teachers think they're going to play, you know, has changed, and it's changed what they do, and it's not those children. So
I think it comes down to good change is always fun. It's always fun at the end of the day.
Yes.
If you really can get behind the change. And I will tell you, some of my bills, I'm not jumping up and down.
Yeah.
But I know, these really feel like good change.
Right.
That we've been
Yes.
looking for a long time.
Yes.
And we as directors, as counselors, as all of us on the board, we can look at that as opportunity to meet the challenge and to be a good thing. I think if we all get behind it, and we're all sharing that perspective, it'll be easier for everybody else.
And of course, the ELC is going to be key in providing assistance and help to programs and making those changes through the training and, you know, and going out to centers and that sort of thing. So,
You just mentioned training. I think Dana gave me a bit of a number. So one of the things that the PAM went for us this year is some of our $50 to develop grants to provide training to teachers that they actually got paid for.
yeah, and that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
All right. All right, do we have any public comment? Yeah, if you have public comment, you need to raise your hand. You'll be unmuted and you'll have 3 minutes. Anyone?
Going once?
Anyone? Okay.
Oh,
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Who is it?
Ann Lee.
It's Anne.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I just want to read the result of the surveys that were conducted. If I can share the screen.
No. No, we've already received them.
Oh, but I think most of the providers here, we have like 33 participants here, would like to know the result of the survey that they participated.
The result was sent.
Yeah. The results were sent to them, and we're not going to take a survey monkey survey under advisement. You have something else you'd like to discuss?
That should do it.
Okay. Sebastian Edwards.
As part of the community, I want to know the results.
You can contact Ms. Leaf. I'm sure she'll be happy to give them to you.
Can we have them recorded, please?
No.
No, they're not recorded. We voted on that earlier today.
Yeah. It died for lack of a motion.
Like I said.
No, that's the second.
That's really good call. No addition. Motion to adjourn.
Okay, Lou and Michelle. Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. We didn't vote. So.
Go ahead.
Did you say Stan Schumeyer?
Schumeyer.
Oh, sorry. I knew that was like, Hannah.
STEP unmuted on our.
Okay. Okay, Hannah?
We can't hear you. Speaking? Are you muted on your end?
Okay.
Well,
All right.
in my old computer, I do have problems with sound sometimes.
My motion stands to adjourn.
And
I'll second.
what is your second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye. It's too late, the motion's not made.
We're gonna get board members
Yes,
turned
board
on.
members, that's the vote, yes.
All in favor of adjourn?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'm gonna have to oppose if there's providers that are still trying to voice their opinion.
They're not though, right? There's no more. And, is someone over here?
Thanks, same person.
I don't know if it's our policy.
Okay, yeah, well, since you don't want me to, share the results, I just want to, all the board to give me an answer from the last executive meeting. Still the same question. Why was I fired?
It is not appropriate for us to go into personnel matters. We have HR partners that work with us every step of the way, and we will not discuss anybody's termination. End of story.
Where is the due process there?
That's the law. That's the way it works.
Can you cite me the law? Because I do give you permission to talk about my personal matter.
The board has made a decision that personnel is not gonna be discussed in an open forum.
Is there any upcoming meeting where we're going to address these issues?
No, we're not. Not in an open meeting.
Yep. Take that under advisement.
Yep.
So you guys were talking about how concerned are you with all these providers, and you don't want to give them the transparency they're asking for.
We're not going to give them the transparency of a survey monkey, which has no scientific background. It could be done.
But these are opinions, honest opinions.
Providers
All
have
providers.
the contacting the ELC if they need to work with the ELC.
We had a provider meeting yesterday where they had the opportunity to discuss with the ELC.
Guys, my contact information is on every one of my emails. I'll give that to everybody right now. My phone number is 833-3627, extension 204. Call me anytime.
No, it's good.
All right.
We just had one man, as far as I'm concerned, we're adjourned.
Yeah.
He made it pass,
We have another hand raised. We need a down.
and we're gonna vote.
We didn't vote.
We did vote.
No,
They all said
we
nay.
have them.
He said nay. There was one nay.
There was one day. You're
We
right.
voted,
Mhm.
we're adjourned. Unanimously voted. So,
Well, that time to raise their hand.
They did.
Time of public opinion.
Okay.
And we have voted to adjourn technically at 9:35.
earlier than that, I had 9.
Oh, it was 9:30.
9:30.